Okay, let's see if we're going up.
I've pressed live on my end. Just waiting for confirmation, hopefully, if that's all okay.
Okay, you are good.
Yeah.
And I'm just waiting for me.
Double checking your sign, friend. Good on our end.
Yep. Anyone watching Marvel Mad right now? I'm just trying to figure out if my stream is going through.
We're just trying to work things out in that lot.
And I am good.
We're all good.
All right.
Right. Well, welcome to another live stream with myself, Dwayne the Captain Coffee from Marvel Mad, and Nate from Thwip Media. And yeah, this one's gonna be a good, and this one's gonna be a big one. This is gonna be a very continuous stream. This one is for multiple ones. But yes, we're gonna have our basically own take on Marvel and the Marvel films and everything like that. So I'll hand it over to our good friend Nate and onto his channel as well, and I'll let you take it away, my friend, and I'll let you explain the goodies.
All right. So thank you anyone for joining. This has been something that we've been planning out for a while. It's really tapping into our creativity, so it's really exciting. I can't wait to share what I've prepared with all of you. So the way that this is going to work is we've both created our own MCU movie franchises, basically a retelling of the current MCU or a complete reboot, whatever, we think would make a great Marvel movie franchise. And for this stream, we are unveiling our phase 1 of the franchise. So we're going to have a stream for phase 2 and then another one for phase 3. That one might be a longer one, but yeah, can't wait for that one. So you can see how everything we're introducing plays out. But yeah, today is just phase 1, the introductory phase. So the way we're going to do it is, I guess, you want me to go first and do mine, then we'll go over to yours?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. I say if you want a more detailed what he's got, because it's honestly the presentation he's going to have is absolutely fantastic and everything. So if you go onto Nate's stream now or go onto Nate's channel, if you're watching it later on, sort of thing, you'll have a absolutely perfect. Mine's just all in my little book, but yeah, Nate he's just got he's blown the water out here. So if you want to nip over to his channel or his live stream, you'll see perfectly what's what sort of thing.
That's right. So before we do that, I just want to hit you with another icebreaker.
Oh, I love these. Go on.
All right. Which MCU project has the best post-credit scene?
Oh my lord. Damn.
Because this kind of fits into what we're going to be talking about.
Yes, because there's going to be a lot of them, especially
Yeah.
in mine anyway. Oh, Jesus, where that's... Oh. Right, the first one that really throws up to me is Spider-Man No Way Home. When you see Venom,
Okay.
I absolutely adored that sort of thing. Seeing Tom Hardy's Venom just there licking the screen as well, and then obviously leaving a bit of Venom behind in the MCU in that lot, which I'm very looking forward to whenever they actually decide to do that. That's the first one that I was properly like, God damn, that's going to be good sort of thing. And it was a shock because I weren't expecting it sort of thing. I weren't. I know it's all Sony and stuff like that sort of thing, but I wasn't expecting a Venom sort of thing, a reference or anything like that. Especially with you having Lean, Doc Ock, Sandman, Goblin, Lean, the work sort of thing, Electro.
Yeah.
Having all them, I was not expecting that. So yeah, off the top of my head, that was always the one that always stuck with me, sort of thing. I was like, damn, yeah. Well, what's yours then? I'd like to see yours is.
The first one that comes to mind for me, this is the one that almost made me shit myself in the theater, was the one for Quantumania when like all the Kangs are in that Coliseum and they're assembling. Now at the time,
Yeah.
that was massive. Rewatching that now, you're kind of like, I can't get excited over this the same way I was back then.
No,
But
not.
I
No.
think a fitting one would be Nick Fury going to Tony Stark's mansion and
Yeah.
saying he's a part of the greater universe and he's there to talk about the Avengers Initiative. Because
Yeah,
that
I didn't even think
kickstarts
of
the
that one.
entire
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. That was a very like. This is just bigger than one film sort of thing.
Yeah.
They've got years and years in the making. But yeah, I'll give you that one. I never thought of that one, my friend. Yeah, but that was nice. That is.
Yeah, so that's my icebreaker. Just thought that would be something cool to add each stream.
Very, very on point again as well with this.
Yeah.
What's going to happen with this?
All right, so I've got my presentation ready.
Right.
I'm going to be channeling my inner Kevin Feige, as I said
definitely.
on Twitter. I don't have a Marvel hat. If I had a hat, I would wear it, so it's even more like him. But yeah, so I'm going to switch over to my other window here.
Yeah.
If anyone can see it. Can you see the thumbnail?
Yeah, all good.
All right. So here is my phase 1 of my Marvel movie franchise. My main idea: there is a growing presence and threat looming over the entire Marvel universe. There will be no origins for heroes that have already received origin projects. This is an entirely new continuity, and they're thrown right into the middle of their lives. So there is no origins. This is like we're seeing them now in an established universe. And that's how this franchise is going to be. So the name of this saga: the Cosmic Saga. And I made this to kind of reflect what this is going to be about. So let's dive into phase 1. All right. Kicking off phase 1, as Kevin Feige likes to say it.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four.
Damn. Ah, okay.
Okay. So the villain for this is Namor the Submariner.
Oh, throwing it back. I like that.
So the plot for this: Marvel's first family faces Namor the Submariner, ruler of Atlantis, as he retaliates at mankind's underwater expeditions to recover an ancient and vital artifact to his kingdom. The team must work together in order to save the surface world and prevent this source of power from falling into the wrong hands. This artifact will then be revealed to be the Cosmic Cube. And the post-credit scene for this is there's going to be a link to the original expedition originating in Latveria. They are responsible for triggering Atlantis' retaliation by trying to get the cube, and we will find out why soon. So if you are a Marvel Comics fan, you obviously know what Latveria is and who may be connected to that. So that is the first movie in phase 1. And I haven't cast anyone because
No.
we don't know who will even be around by the time. If we were to make these movies, then we have no idea who would be around at the time.
Yeah.
Okay. So thoughts on this for my first movie?
Yes, that's very nice. That like I quite like that. I like how you've thrown it back, sort of thing. And no, I won't say anything just yet. But
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, this makes sense to me. Like, it's Marvel's first family. It's the first ever, I guess, real characters and team Marvel ever had. And you're going to see in this and throughout the rest of the franchise that Reed Richards is playing the role that Tony Stark played in our current MCU. So Reed Richards is the central figure that is going to carry out through the entire franchise, and he's the the pinnacle character in this.
Okay.
Movie 2, Thor.
Ooh, okay.
So the villain in this is going to be Loki.
Hmm.
The plot is Thor, god of thunder, is a skilled and powerful warrior of Asgard. His adopted brother Loki, consumed by a sense of betrayal and longing for recognition by Odin and Thor, unveils a cunning plot to rewrite his destiny. Disillusioned by the belief that Thor has overshadowed him, Loki seeks to prove his worth by tapping into ancient and forbidden powers. As Thor battles not only to save the realms, but also to mend the fractures in their complicated brotherly bond, Loki's personal vendetta threatens to unravel the fabric of existence, plunging both Asgard and Midgard into chaos. So in this, it's going to be revealed that Loki is using the cosmic power of Yggdrasil, the World Tree, which possesses a cosmic link to the cosmic cube. The post-credit scene for this, Reed Richards develops a way to communicate with Thor in Asgard and inquires about his assistance in tracking down cosmic entities across the universe. Now, because this is an established universe, Thor has already been on the Avengers. He's at a point now where he's kind of thought his responsibility lies more in Asgard, as they need him.
Wow, okay.
So he's kind of had to leave the team as the team has evolved like into a new age of Avengers.
Okay.
So thoughts on Thor being the next entry?
With that one, it sounds like... Oh, I can explain. It's like... It's not like the young Thor that we'd know. It's like he's like progressively...
Yeah, this is an experienced Thor.
Yeah, like a middle-aged one, like King of Asgard, up to that next level sort of thing. But that's quite nice, though. I quite like that sort of thing. That's.
All right. Next movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now this is going to be very different than the movie we've already got. Oh, this might turn a lot of people off and actually want to leave my stream, but let me explain. Okay, the villain in this is Egghead. I know that Ant-Man doesn't have a lot of really cool villains, but Egghead, for some reason, I thought would fit into this very well. So here's a twist in what we're already used to. Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne, the original shrinking superheroes, face a dire threat when the sinister scientist Egghead aims to harness cosmic energy to collapse the quantum realm. As the delicate source of their powers hangs in the balance, Ant-Man and the Wasp must journey into the microscopic unknown, confronting not only the mysterious dangers of the quantum realm, but also the personal stakes involved in preserving their extraordinary abilities against Egghead's impending cataclysm. So in this, the quantum realm is revealed to be full of cosmic energy, and Egghead's plan backfires, which kills him in the process. So you're starting to see a lot of cosmic, things being introduced in this franchise so far. The post-credit scene for this is Reed Richards meets up with Hank to inform him of a growing presence in cosmic energy being targeted and asks him for help in finding out how they were all connected. So you're starting to see Reed kind of popping up in each thing, starting to figure out like what's actually going on and, trying to crack down what's happening. So thoughts on Ant-Man and the Wasp?
I've always been a massive advocate of having Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne as the main Ant-Man and Wasp sort of thing. I like throwing it back to the original ones. I don't mind like Scott Lang and stuff like that sort of thing, but I've always been an advocate for having the original ones to be the original characters sort of thing. But I like how, as well, you've thrown a completely different sort of like villain there that probably not many people have heard of at all, sort of thing. So it's quite a nice change up sort of thing to throw somebody there and go on then, experience that something different. That's quite nice.
Yeah, and Egghead actually had a cameo in Ant-Man and the Wasp, like in the current MCU.
Oh,
He was
I never knew that.
Ghost's father. In that flashback when Ghost is a
Oh,
child and she's in the like warehouse thing, and her father's telling her to get out because the machine's gonna explode, that's Egghead.
oh, bloody hell! I never knew that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a tiny detail, but that's who that is.
Hmm. Oh,
All
that's
right,
quite nice. I never thought of that.
next one, Black Panther. Now, obviously, this is going to be very different because Chadwick Boseman is not around, and it's going to be, if they did make this, it would be a lot of like, it's never going to be as good as Chadwick Boseman was, and obviously, that's always going to be the case because he's set the bar, and no one's ever going to top it.
This is the whole reason why I couldn't get on Black Panther forever, at all. Cannot stand that film.
Yeah, so having Chadwick Boseman not, he's obviously not with us anymore, which is sad, but the character of Black Panther is always going to be one that they're going to adapt, and there's going to be
Yeah.
different iterations. But, it's going to be very different. So this movie, Claw will be the villain. The plot for this, King T'Challa, the Black Panther, faces a formidable threat when Ulysses Claw, a ruthless mercenary, orchestrates a series of devastating events to access a hidden vibranium meteor within Wakanda's caves. As Claw's sinister actions lead to the loss of countless lives, T'Challa must grapple with the weight of his responsibilities as both a ruler and the Black Panther. So in this, it's going to be revealed that Claw was hired by a powerful person, and vibranium is essential to a much bigger plan. The post-credit scene, I just kind of wrote this like in my head how I would see it. So there's a scientist that is walking through a medieval castle to reach a laboratory. We see multiple failed models of silver armor, all with heavy damage. The scientist looks at a screen with a vibranium shard on it and says to someone else, "Claw has failed. Perhaps we need to make a stronger impression."
Oh.
So Black Panther is obviously setting up something very important coming soon. What do you think of this being the next piece?
Very nice. That I've always thought if you can do the Black Panther well, it'll stand the test of time with someone like we obviously had with the original Black Panther and Chadwick Boseman. You do a story like that well. I've always loved Claw as well. That lot.
Yeah.
Like, he's very a unique sort of character. That lot. He's very different to others. But I've always liked Claw. Now, yeah, I quite like that. It's really like, yeah. I like how he's already king as well now, so he's not got to build himself up, sort of thing.
Again, this is much like Thor. This is an experienced T'Challa. He's already been with the Avengers. This is him saying, I need to step back and be with my kingdom and be their king.
Yeah, which it's nice. It's nice to see that as well, having show like the more maturity about them, sort of thing. They're not always just kids, and they're growing up with things going on, sort of thing. It's nice to see them like, bang, they are.
Yeah, and that's the point of the established universe, is that things have already happened, and we're just like seeing them on this day, and like they've had so much more experience that we haven't seen, but and through all these you'll like see references and hear references to other characters, but maybe they'll pop up, maybe they won't. Next one, for number 5 of the 6 movies in Phase 1, X-Men.
Ooh.
Now, I've already kind of mentioned this before, but this X-Men will be a kind of origin for them. The villain in this will be Magneto and the Brotherhood of Mutants. So, like I said, I've kind of gone over this before, but for anyone that didn't watch, I'll go over it again. The first X-Men movie will introduce the team consisting of Cyclops, Jean Grey, Iceman, Beast, and Angel. They will face off against Magneto and his Brotherhood of Mutants, who are resisting the oppression of human authority over mutants. So, it's just going to be like an origin for the original X-Men. And I think it's interesting if you've already had established Avengers and you've had established other characters, but the X-Men are kind of fresh in this universe because the MCU never got to tell their origin. So I thought it would be cool, you get like a more younger version of the X-Men along with the more established Avengers, and we'll see where it goes from there. The post-credit scene for this, Reed Richards meets with Charles Xavier to discuss forming a council of heroes for planning of future threats. So again, if you're a comic fan, you might know what that's alluding to.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, that's nice.
We may have already seen them in the MCU in a different place, but
he's exactly what I was thinking of.
So yeah, that is X-Men. What do you think of that being the second to last entry?
That is nice. It's a shame that the MCU was never able to properly give them a proper origin story and anything like that sort of thing. But it's nice how you've thrown them at the end of that first phase sort of thing, because everything, like you said, everything's already been established, everything's already there sort of thing. Having a new sort of group as well sort of thing, as well as the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
It's nice to see them already build up where the other ones have already been established. It's quite nice. I quite like that.
All right. The last entry of Phase 1, the Avengers. So the villain in this will be MODOK and AIM. So the plot for this, the Avengers face AIM, led by MODOK, as he seeks a potent source of dangerous cosmic power to enhance their weapons and technology. Intent on unlocking the secrets of an ancient cosmic force, AIM's goal may lead to the end of the world. The Avengers must thwart MODOK's relentless pursuit, unravel the mysteries of this cosmic energy, and prevent its catastrophic potential from falling into the wrong hands. So the team of Avengers that will be in this iteration will be Iron Man, Captain America, Ant-Man, Wasp, Hulk, Wonder Man, Hawkeye, She-Hulk, Mockingbird, and Hercules.
Damn, pissing out.
So it's
That's like a proper big ass team, that is.
Yeah, it's a very different team, and again, these are established heroes. So Iron Man, Captain America, Ant-Man, Wasp, Hulk, they're all going to be the experienced Avengers. Obviously, they're the original ones almost, so it's going to be interesting to see that. So it's going to be revealed that the cosmic force in this movie is revealed to be a comatose Marvel who is buried deep in the earth, and he joins the team at the end. So MODOK reveals he is working for a higher power, and the end of the world is imminent. Hank Pym suggests they start to uncover other cosmic artifacts that may be targets for this higher power. So the post-credit scene, the scientist we saw from Black Panther again walks through the halls of the medieval castle. They push through two giant doors that lead to a throne room with a figure resting at its end on the throne. She informs the figure of a growing suspicion that the heroes of Earth are beginning to show a sense of urgency on the number of attacks on cosmic relics around the planet. This figure has a goal to obtain all these projects for reasons unknown at this moment. Here is that character.
Fucking hell, you named him as well. Shit. Oh.
So, Yeah. So Doctor Doom is after all of these cosmic artifacts. We don't know why as of now, but as the franchise keeps going, he's going to be having a greater presence, and things might not look too good for the heroes going forward. So I made this art for Henry Cavill. It's an AI generated image, but I tweaked it a little bit. So yeah, I think he would make a perfect Doctor Doom,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that's the only casting I think I will put for this franchise is him
Yeah.
as Doctor Doom. And yeah, like Doctor Doom's my favorite Marvel villain of all time. I can't wait to see him finally interact with a full Marvel universe.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just thought it would be perfect. Like this is an original story in my franchise. It's not based off anything. This is purely just my understanding of the Marvel universe and what I think could be a cool story with Doctor Doom being the main villain behind all of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is who is behind all this.
Yeah, that's quite nice. I quite like that sort of thing. I knew it was going to be Doom, linking it all up and that sort of thing. You could tell something, but that'd be really good. That is because Doom could be one of them sort of people that could connect and bring these like different villains and things together, sort of thing. Which yeah, it was really nice. That sort of thing. That I don't think. Apart from like Endgame, that like, when you literally had every bloody body, that like, I don't think I can really know of a mass showing of Avengers in a single film like that. Obviously, you see it all the time in the comics.
Yeah.
But to seeing something like that, especially in a Phase 1 sort of one as well, that would. I know you had the original 6 in the first Avengers sort of thing.
Yeah, almost the original 6. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not original 6, but in the comics. But I mean, the six in the first Avengers and that lot. So throwing them out like that, that's like, damn, that's nice sort of thing. And I like how you said as well. It's already the original team that's already been there. They've had tons of battles already, sort of thing, and they're just on to the next one, sort of thing, which is quite nice.
Yeah. So this is obviously like Doom wouldn't not be wearing his mask because it's an iconic part of his character. Yeah. This is just an easier way for me to show what he would look like without the mask and who is going to be playing that character in my franchise.
He has, I say, in the comics, he has took his mask off and he's been all right underneath it, sort of thing. So especially using his magic and stuff like that, sort of thing. So it would be feasible if he did eventually take it off later down the line, sort of thing. But yeah, that is nice. I did like that picture as well. I was not expecting you to name an actor with him like that. So that's like, damn. I was, well, you saw my reaction anyway. I was just blown away and that sort of thing.
Yeah, this was the most exciting thing for me. Like, for me, like this whole thing is like if I was standing in Hall H at Comic-Con, unveiling this entire like phase, this would be the moment that gets everyone out of their seats and starts like losing their minds over it.
Yeah, definitely.
So I wanted to kind of get that kind of thing. And I'm glad it worked. So
that first phase, damn. Honestly, it's just
Yeah, so phase 2 will end up having the same amount of projects because this is following the same template as the current MCU. So 6 in phase 1, 6 in phase 2, and then 12 in phase 3. So I'm excited to share what else I have planned.
Definitely that lot.
Yeah, this is a really cool setup.
Very nice, very nice. Right. Well, my 6. I've got a overarching saga name or anything like that because I just literally couldn't think of. I'm not. I'll totally admit it now. You absolutely blow the water out of me. I thought I knew Marvel on this side of the pond, but god damn it, Nate, you just sort of thing. So mine's all in my my first phase of the MCU is literally all origin films. Because how I've took it and how I'm like thinking it in my head is I've gone all the way back to the original Iron Man film and that first phase, and I've gone right. If I was doing this first phase in my way and how I'd want to like bring Marvel to the mainstream and stuff like that, I'd have these 5 origin stories, or say 6 with what happens in the end. But these origin stories to build up to a big thing at the end, sort of thing. So my first film, and I'm a sucker for being daft and that lot and sticking on brand, is Captain America: The First Avenger. I'd have it as again back in World War Two. I have his origin story, going to get the super soldier serum. I wouldn't have any reference like Howard Stark or anything like that sort of thing. I just have it as the original Doctor that gave him the super soldier serum and build it up like that sort of thing. I wouldn't really as well have the Howling Commandos. I'd just have Booker as well as Peggy.
Okay.
That's my original one like that sort of thing. Obviously, the main villain of the first one, it's got to be Red Skull, and you see how he developed himself and how he used the Nazi science division and stuff like that to gain supreme power for him and that lot, and he wants to take over Hitler. And obviously, we have the big battle at the end between them both, where they're not won't be like a plane or something like that sort of thing. It'd be like a base in the Antarctic. How I was thinking it in my head now, so it'd be a base in Antarctic. They have the big battle there, sort of thing, and the big explosions. And instead of having the Red Skull die or go off within the cosmic cube and that lot, the cosmic cube's there, but they both get frozen. And now in the post-credit scene, the first post-credit scene would be them like a little minute or 2 montage of them rescuing him, seeing something else that was there but it's disappeared, which is obviously the shape of the cosmic cube, and another trench that's been dug up from somebody else. Now you'd see these people digging up Captain America, taking him back, de-icing him and everything, thawing him out, and then you'd have Nick Fury there basically doing the same sort of thing he did with Iron Man and having him saying, look, we need you, we're making a team, there's some things going on in this world that you need to catch up on. My second post-credit scene would be that base again in Antarctica, but this time somebody's found the Red Skull and found the cosmic cube. They take them away to, let's say, a giant medieval castle.
Oh shit.
And de-ice them and go, look, there's some things happening, I need revenge, and you're the best person to help me with that. And he brings up the cosmic cube and goes, we've got some help we've got some help with this on the way, sort of thing. So that's my first film, Captain America. What do you think?
Wow. No, I wasn't expecting you to bring in, obviously, that character.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that sounds exciting. Like, I really like the first Avenger because it is, like, the World War II action movie that establishes Captain America. And I think that's the only way you do an origin story for him, is you set it in World War II and you get that story between him and the Red Skull. And yeah, I think that's a really good setup. I really like your change in having the Red Skull be frozen with Steve. Now in my head, because reading the Ed Brubaker series, the Red Skull is still alive into the modern world.
Okay, yeah.
So I thought that's the direction you were going. Like you're, I don't know if that's like still planned down the line for you, but that would be really cool. Yeah, I'm interested to see where this cosmic cube plays in yours compared to mine.
Like, it's just that I was gutted that they just sent the Red Skull off with the Cosmic Cube in the original MCU and that. So I'd rather have him play a more pivotal role later down the line in my MCU sort of thing. That lot. So the second one, and again, it's probably sort of keeping on brand with our films, that lot sort of thing, would be Spider-Man, and it would be called Spider-Man Freshman Year, similar to the animation that's coming out next year. I think they've changed the name of the animation.
Yeah, it's Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man now.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd have it as Spider-Man Freshman Year. And again, it would be him in high school, an origin story again of him getting and becoming Spider-Man sort of thing, and having him progress through his school year as Spider-Man. I wouldn't have MJ. It'd have to be Gwen Stacy.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Always.
Yes.
If you're going to do an origin story, it's got to be Gwen Stacy.
Yes.
That's the only thing ever. Sorry. It's just... that's how you do it.
I've been that is something I've always been believing in, is Gwen has to be the first one he meets, and then it's MJ.
Yeah,
so thank you for that. Thank you.
No, that's exactly, that's fine. And as you progress that lot, it'll be a normal, like, he's going to do bank robberies and stuff like that sort of thing. These little bits and bobs like that sort of thing. But all these bank robberies and stuff like that sort of thing have got a connecting thing, and it is Norman Osborn. He's got, what I've put it as is like dementia or something like that sort of thing, or some illness that he needs to keep his wits about him, and he's progressing this drug that he needs to build himself back up sort of thing, and this drug starts tainting him and he becomes the Green Goblin. They have your stereotypical battle with him and Spider-Man. He knows through his son Harry that he's very big friends with Peter, and that's how he sort of finds out that Peter is obviously Spider-Man and he's in love with Gwen Stacy. We have Gwen kill at the end of this, which makes Peter snap and literally does capture Green Goblin and pummels him. Before he can kill him, there's these reporters and stuff like that watched him taking pictures. He realizes, I've got to stop, and he gets arrested. Green Goblin gets arrested.
Okay.
And taken to the raft. Now, my post-credit scene for this one, again, 2 of them, is the first one, Spider-Man's going doing his daily business out there, finds another bank robber, takes him out, but before he can take the final thug out, Captain America's shield comes in, takes him out. Stops there. Again, they don't know secret identities or anything like that, so Captain America is literally just talking to Spider-Man, and he's going, "You're right, kid. We see you got some special powers. I want you to join a few friends of mine." That ends it for that one. Our second post-credit scene is there's an emergency at the raft. Somebody's breaking in. All of a sudden, there's this big, portal doorway sort of thing in the side of Green Goblin's cage in the raft. That lot. In comes through a mysterious figure in a robe, all metalled up. Talks to him. "Come with me. I know you want to get revenge on somebody. You can help me get revenge on some other people." And they take him. They go to another portal, take all his gear out of the lockup, and they go away to a mysterious castle. That's my second film, Spider-Man Freshman Year.
Okay. That sounds really cool.
What's your thoughts?
So, yes, Gwen, obviously, has to be the first love interest. That's a rule that I've put on, if I was to create a Spider-Man franchise, that's how you do it. I really like the Norman Osborn thing. Having that different take that he's, he is sick and he's trying to cure himself and, still keep his ego up. Like, I'm the best, like, um, like
No,
tech
no
owner.
illness can run me down, sort of thing. That's what I
Yeah.
was thinking.
And then obviously he becomes the Goblin. I could just the one thing that we haven't got in any Spider-Man movie with Green Goblin is it's like an iconic comic panel too, but he has Spider-Man like all like tangled up and he's dragging him in the air on the glider and he's like throwing him in the
Yeah,
buildings along the way. I could see that happening in this based on just what you explained. Killing Gwen right off the bat, I
it's
was
got
not
done. It's got to be done. It's
I
got to
was
be
not
done. She
expecting
can't
that.
last more than one film. She can't last more than one film. That's
See,
that's my take. It's
and
just
I would kill her at the end of a trilogy with her, but I get you're doing something different, and that's cool. Um, yeah, and I think having that kind of public look at Spider-Man, obviously he's an amateur at what he's doing, and
he's losing it as well.
he's about to kill the villain. He's kind of got to realize I need to pull myself back before everyone thinks I'm as bad as this person is. And I think that's really good. Um, and then yeah, that post-credit scene again. This figure, who I honestly have no idea who this is. Um, they're putting together something very important, and I'm interested to see who he's wanting revenge on, and what these other villains are gonna end up doing in this kind of team that he's putting together. And then the whole Captain America thing too. That's cool. I've got something planned out in phase 2 of my franchise that is kind of like that, but
Okay.
yeah, something
Well,
I've
so
always wanted to see from Spider-Man, but it's nothing like yours. It's another
yeah.
character,
Okay.
but yeah, it's the same kind of thing. But yeah, that's a really
Okay.
cool second movie.
Okay. Thank you. Because when some of the stuff that you're coming through in your first phase and that, I was like, damn, that's a. He's like reading my mind or something like that. He's like reading a piece of notes or something. What's going off here?
We're just
But
smart.
yes,
That's the
no.
thing.
I tell you, two minds think alike and that lot. We both love Marvel, and there's like a connection there. For my third film, which this one's not been done in the MCU. It's been done elsewhere, but it's not been done in the MCU. My third film is Daredevil. Now, I've always loved Daredevil, and again, Daredevil origin story in that lot. You'll see him as a kid, just walking down the street, tankard of the acid and stuff like that blinds him, and you see him progress through the years, trying to build himself up, making his stuff aware, everything in that lot. Obviously, he becomes a lawyer. Nelson and Murdoch. He sees the cases of people getting away unjustly and stuff like that sort of thing. He takes on the mantle of Daredevil to get revenge and stuff like that sort of thing. And then he has a court case with somebody with a particular marking on his head, and he gets away with it. And we find out that person is Bullseye. He's going around doing what he wants because he's been ordered by somebody else that he's working for. Now, Daredevil does a bit of investigating, follows Bullseye, finds out it's the Kingpin. We have a big battle and a massive fight scene between the three of them. Obviously, Bullseye and Kingpin working together, but they're not working properly as a team. And obviously, Daredevil defeats both of them, gets them both locked up, he thinks, but you find out again in a post-credit scene that Kingpin's not been put away. Kingpin's paid off the cops and is able to break free. Daredevil is, though, kaput. He's locked away in the raft. Can't do nothing about him. This post-credit scene, we'd have him skulking in the middle of the night, taking out this person that's just trying to rob this car, takes him out. All of a sudden, before it can get any information out of him, he gets picked up a web to the wall. Spider-Man's come, sat on top of the car, looking at him, going, "Hey, I see you're taking out some bad guys. That's my job." Has a bit of banter out there with him. He goes, "Look, I've got a team. I've got some friends who could do your expert skills in the dead of night to come help us out." Now, the second post-credit scene is Kingpin's in his mansion, just filing away some dodgy things he's got on his desk, and he's got hits out for Spider-Man. He's got a hit out for Daredevil, and you just see a load of papers and a lot trying to have people that he knows could try and take him out. So he's got a reference to Elektra. He's got a reference to the Hand. As obviously he's got Bullseye, big red cross through him. And all of a sudden, this big blue door again comes into the side of his building, and the mysterious figure comes along. "I see you've got some money and you know some stuff in the underground. We could do your money laundering techniques." Kingpin gets angry. "Why are you breaking into our house and everything?" Red Skull comes along next to him. At the side, this mysterious figure, you still don't know this mysterious figures yet. Red Skull comes along. "Look, you're going to help us out because what we've got back there, I think you'll be interested in." And it just fades to black on them three looking at each other. Third film, what do you think?
Wow, that's. I'm really interested to see what this team of villains is trying to do. Because it's like. I don't know if you know from DC, but the Legion of Doom, where it takes the arch nemesis of each hero and puts them in a team to go against the Justice League. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting here, which is cool. Again, Daredevil, like my second favorite Marvel character of all time. He's like so cool. Yeah, and I think it's time he gets another movie done properly. And I'm always down for a Daredevil movie. I'm surprised that there's so much already put into the origin with Bullseye and Kingpin, and I like the setups with Elektra maybe coming in. I think you don't put her in the origin, you save her for like later in the franchise, which I think you nailed. I think Bullseye being the one that's left behind in jail makes sense. That's something Kingpin would do. He was like, "That guy didn't do the job for me, so I'm just going to leave him here. You get me out." That was cool. And, of course, the Spider-Man and Daredevil team up. That's something that I've always wanted. Who knows if that maybe shows up in mine as well. But we'll see. So, yeah, I like what you're building here.
I couldn't stand was it Matt Damon Daredevil film?
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, sorry, that was shit. I was so frustrated to watch that. I was just dummy on him. But then the Netflix series come along, and I absolutely adored the Netflix series.
Favorite show of all time.
I'm so glad he's coming into Born Again, that lot. Cannot wait for that sort of thing. So having that sort of dynamic, and you see it in the comics a load of times, Daredevil and Spider-Man's connection and that sort of thing. It's just really nice to see. So just thought, yeah.
Yeah. And you said Bullseye has the marking on his head. Is this the same look from the Ben Affleck movie, or is this...
only the look, only the look.
Okay.
Just
so he's not wearing the costume with the bullseye on the... Okay.
No, not yet.
All right. All right. Yeah.
I don't want to drop it in yet, but yeah, not yet. Right, my fourth film, and I swear I just need to double check. 1, 2. Oh no, I'm alright. Okay. My fourth film is Ant-Man and the Wasp.
All right.
And again, origin story of Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne as they become Hank Pym and the Wasp. It will be a similar sort of story with how Hank Pym becomes the Wasp, of like seeing like ants and seeing how they work and using the helmet to like communicating and shrink down and living in their world sort of thing. But with Janet Van Dyne, her origin story will be again very like from the comics and everything, where the villain of this is going to actually be a creature from cosmos that comes down, and it's no big like creature or anything like that. No big villain or anything like that. It's just literally a creature that comes from cosmos, and it's your typical wants to take over the world sort of thing. This creature from cosmos kills Janet Van Dyne's dad because he gets caught up in it all and everything. She wants revenge and help. Goes to Hank Pym to get help to get revenge. He makes the costume for her so they can shrink down, get onto their ship, go back with them as they transport back, and they kill the creature from cosmos sort of thing and like squish him basically, that sort of thing. And they come down and he builds his like not mansion but like lab, and he does more experiments and does more things he can do. Now the post-credit scene for this one, there's only one on this one, is Cap just basically comes in to find out who this Ant-Man is sort of thing. And Hank Pym's very open about it. He's Hank Pym. He's going to do the Iron Man. It's me. I'm Ant-Man sort of thing. And we're going to have his building as the basis for this team on the ground. Captain America comes in and goes, "Oh, we know you can do some special stuff. We're wondering if you're willing to help with a foundation down here." Obviously hinting towards the helicarrier up there. They've got 2 bases of operation. So they have a chat and it faced up there. So this is be the location of their basically Avengers Tower sort of thing.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Is there a name for this villain?
No, I've just called it the creature from cosmos. As I was researching this, I couldn't find out what his proper name was sort of thing. It was just like a creature from cosmos. And I was looking at the comics of where this creature does kill Janet Van Dyne's dad, but I could never find out his proper name. But always I could find was a creature from cosmos sort of thing.
I'm gonna have to look that up because I've never heard of that character.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sounds cool. Starting their relationship with each other and, starting the foundation for a team that I'm assuming is introduced very soon. But yeah, it sounds cool. I'm a huge fan of the Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne Ant-Man and Wasp, like you said. Like we've got the Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne. I think if we were to do this new thing, like Hank and Janet deserve their time to be the heroes. And yeah, it's one of those stories where it's like it doesn't seem like it fits into the larger story. It introduces the new characters, but you tied it in at the end how this does play a role going forward. And I've done that a few in mine where there's projects that don't seem like they fit, but then as it gets going, you kind of see how it plays into the larger picture. And some of them don't actually play into the overall story, but you get that kind of street level kind of story. And that's the vibe I'm getting from this, is that this is a very grounded story. It's not like out there or anything like that. Yeah. It's like very contained. And that sounds cool.
Oh, no, because you did this different way. But yes, my 5th film would be The Fantastic Four. And again, another origin story. They have the spaceship. They're all together. So you got Reed Richards, Susan Storm, Johnny Storm, Ben Grimm, and Reed Richards' friend Victor Von Doom. They all get to the ship together. They all get cosmic rays onto them as they're reaching out, researching the stars and researching the sun and everything. And they get the cosmic rays hit them. They crash land back down to Earth, and all of a sudden, you see the progression of their origins, there sort of thing. Susan's almost invisible. Ben is distraught. Johnny just starts setting things on fire. Richard's trying to calm them all down. We have the fighting amongst them all sort of thing, and been thrown, not thrown out, but because he's been left disfigured and very distraught, is Reed. Now this film as well, I just want to mention, will be set before. So I've obviously got Mr. Captain America, and when he comes to the future, say 2012, he comes into the future there. This film will be set in 2011 before Captain America has been de-iced. So this film is just set before. So obviously you have all them the infighting. Victor's gone back to Latvia because he's felt betrayed that Richard has just discarded him. They're getting all this fame because they've got superpowers and they can't like know what the hell to do with it, sort of thing. So all of a sudden, the main villain in this one, it won't be Doctor Doom in this one. The main villain for this one is Mole Man. It comes up out of the ground, that lot, and you think it's going to be Doom, obviously, that lot, but the villain at the end of this one is actually going to be Mole Man. It comes up out of the ground, that lot, sees that there's special people, and he goes, oh, hang on a minute, I'm special. I've got my family of mole people down there. We want to break out onto the surface world. This brings the Fantastic Four team together. They use their powers to actually work and be a coherent team, and then they defeat Mole Man and everything, and it's all sunny and roses. At the end of this, the first post-credit scene, you will have a not montage, but you'll have a little bit of where Mr. Fantastic gets brought to by by Nick Fury, and he's saying, "Look, we know there's other special people out there and stuff like that, and we'd like to have you in our Connectum." And then there'll be a little montage of all the old post-credit scenes. So you'd have Nick Fury going to Captain America. You'd have Captain America going to Spider-Man. You'd have Spider-Man going to Daredevil. You'd have Cap going into Ant-Man. And you'd have them all just linked up like that sort of thing. And then you'd finally see the helicarrier above New York just sitting there. And then you'd have them have a word over the top saying, right, some things are going down. We just need to have a chat and come up with a plan. You'd have a second post-credit scene where you'd have Doctor Doom on his throne, all pissed off basically, and that sort of thing. And he starts making a plan. And then again, you'd have a little montage of Doctor Doom going back, getting Red Skull out of the ice, having the cosmic cube. Then you'd have obviously them going to Green Goblin, going through the portal, getting him come back and everything, saying we're making a team. Obviously, Kingpin talking to him. We need the money for investment to build this machine I'm making back at Latvia. And then obviously you'd have them all talking around this giant machine, going, right, this is it. This is what we're doing. Let's go. And that will cut out there, sort of thing. What do you think?
For a Fantastic Four origin, that sounds really cool. Mole Man is one of those characters that's like MODOK, where you can't really take them seriously because of just how silly they were when they were made in the 60s. But I think he's a fitting villain for them to be established as, like, this is them as a team. And yeah, I think saving Doom to be set up later on is logical because he has to be built up. You can't just have him be the villain and then he's gone. That's something I really didn't like about the first one.
Mm.
And obviously they didn't have a plan back then, but
No.
you know, Doom is one you have to build up because he's that big of a villain. And obviously you see that's what I'm doing with my franchise. So yeah, I think the Fantastic Four are a team that going forward are going to be like a huge player in building the next age of whatever the Marvel Cinematic Universe is. Um, and yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes from here.
I just I wanted something to bring the team together, sort of thing.
Yeah,
I didn't. It couldn't be Doom. It couldn't be Doom. Like, it couldn't be like Galactus or something stuff like that, sort of thing. It needed to be just a very grounded, run of the mill, daft character to bring the team together, and then them working and actually going right. No, we are a team. We are the Fantastic Four. And at
yeah,
the end, I'd say I didn't mention they've not got the uniforms or anything like that sort of thing just yet. At the end, when they face Mole Man, that's when they get uniforms and everything, some sort of thing. But yeah, I just wanted it a nice, grounded thing like that sort of thing.
that sounds cool.
So, so my last film, and again, similar to what you've done now, is the Avengers. Now, the main villain for this is going to be the Red Skull and Doctor Doom.
Okay.
And now, what the team of villains are planning is basically destruction of New York, just a very run of the mill, very basic sort of thing. But in the background, Doctor Doom is using the Tesseract to make a time machine to go back and save his mother because she died and he misses him basically that lot. But also, it's there's a cosmic power back in what was it? Blackbeard's time. There's a cosmic power in Blackbeard's time where he could use it buried away, and he becomes powerful, more powerful than he is, sort of thing. And basically, they set up a massive like headquarters in Latvia, basically a big blue light like he did in the Avengers film that goes up. Sets Nick Fury off. They all notice it, sort of thing, and then all of a sudden, all around New York, there's these old villains popping back up. What's going off, sort of thing, that lot. Obviously, you've got Red Skull, you've got Doctor Doom in the main one. You've got Green Goblin flying around all of New York, just destroying stuff up and everything that lot. And then you've got where is it? Kingpin setting up the Hand to go off and just start destroying things now, sort of thing. So they send the villains in to go and take them all out, sort of thing. Where the Fantastic Four go straight to Latvia because of the big blue lights and everything. A lot, trying not to get distracted. They have their big battle and everything and that lot. They try and stop Doom. Obviously, they blow the machine up before he can go back and get his cosmic powers to become even more powerful. And again, after the battle subsided, they think everybody is arrested and stopped, apart from two. Now, in this post-credit scene, there's no post-credit scenes for the goodies. This post-credit scene is Norman Osborn comes in from one side, Doctor Doom comes in from the other side, and then you see this table, and they say this is the first calling of the cable. And they go around each and every person. You've got Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin. You've got Parker Robbins as the Hood. You've got Taskmaster.
Ooh.
You've got Doctor Doom, obviously. You've got Emma Frost, the White Queen. And you've got Loki. And it just fades out as they're looking down on this table of these villains gang together. And that's the end of my Avengers.
That sounds really cool. I think giving Doom that personal goal to bring his mother back, that's something like an audience would connect with. Like, obviously they feel for him that like his mother died and he's trying to save her, and obviously he's not doing good things to reach that goal, but um, that sounds really cool. It's like very different how all these villains that you wouldn't see working together are doing something really big. And is there like a bigger Avengers team that have
No,
already
that's
been introduced, or is it just
no,
Captain
no. It's
America,
just it should
Spider-Man?
be Captain America, Spider Man, Daredevil, Ant Man and the Wasp, and Fantastic Four and that lot.
Okay.
That's the core Avengers ones I'm having just now. But obviously, with the cable coming in, there'll be things later down the line seeing them.
Just based off of your description of that post-credit scene, there's a comic cover that comes to mind.
There's literally, I've took this literally from a post-credit scene of a comic.
Okay. This, I'm just going to share my screen for a second,
Yeah, it's a lot.
is what I see in my head.
I'm so hoping you found the same thing that lot that I've come up with.
Because
Hang on.
just
I'm
seeing it
trying
in
to
my
look
head,
at
like it feels so classic. And people on my stream, you won't see this, but it's a John Romita cover of Bring On the Bad Guys, and it's like a really classic cover, and it has um, like a bunch of classic Marvel characters on it. It's got Doctor Doom, Dormammu, Mephisto, Loki, Red Skull, Green Goblin, and Abomination. And just based off of your setup throughout this entire like phase one, that's what I see in my head as the inspiration behind it, and I think that's really cool.
Now that would be the inspiration from Avengers, the Avengers film. That's
Yeah.
the villain sort of portray their sort of thing. But there's another scene. It's at, I think I want to say it's at the end of, might be Secret Invasion. There's a scene at the end of the Secret Invasion comics where Norman Osborn's brought this team together of villains. And if you know where that leads to, that's in the same sort of line of where mine's leading. If you know that.
I can't, like, I haven't read Secret Invasion in a long time, but I think I have an idea. I'm not gonna say in case, like, I don't want to ruin the surprise later on, but I think I might know where this is going. Yeah.
But yeah, there's no good post-credit scenes, no like Swarm or anything like that. I want to end up on these new villains that you've not seen in my MCU yet be introduced in the team that they called the Cable, and it's gonna be like that.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. I think, like, again, this is so different, and I think that's what's really, like, charming about it is that it's completely, like, it's taking, like, a very classic approach where, like, the villains, like, just, it's like they're just hanging out, basically.
Yeah.
It's like, you just want to come over to the castle tonight? Like, we got all these people around. We're gonna be just, playing games. That's kind of what it feels like, and I think that's kind of cool how the villains are kind of all coming together and they have this connected motivation.
Of revenge,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
I think that's really cool.
But yeah, that's my phase one of the films, that sort of thing. I'm quite happy with that. Obviously, it's not as nowhere near as detailed and just like on point as yours, but how I've thought it up and how I've laid each other out and how it connected. Because I'd rather have it connecting than just how they're doing it now. It's just fucking random here, there, and everywhere, sort of thing. But no, that's how it's connected at the moment. And if you know some of them villains, you'll know what sort of films are coming on in phase 2 and 3.
Also, Taskmaster, I think he's one you have to bring in because he was done dirty in the MCU, and I think, yeah, this is the perfect opportunity to give him his time to shine. And obviously, you have Spider-Man and Daredevil. Seeing Taskmaster go against the two of them, that's gonna be one heck of a battle between two characters that have that many like hand-to-hand combat skills, and then Taskmaster just, he's got all of them already, like he's got them there.
Exactly.
That's really cool. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's well, I'd say that's the stream, and that's our both our phases together a lot. Yeah, like I say, yours was just absolutely just brilliant. I'd love to see. Say we've definitely took as well two different takes on it. So mine's all origins and very grounded and stuff like
Yeah.
that sort of thing. Where yours already, your Avengers are already there. Your Avengers is literally already built up sort of thing. You're ready to kick on sort of thing. Where mine's like starting from baby steps and building it up sort of thing. But no, yeah, very very exciting. I cannot wait. I can't wait to see what I've got to show you on my phase two. But I'm really
Yeah.
looking forward to seeing your phase two as well, my friend.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of continuous setup, but it gets even crazier as it goes on, and I'm very excited to share what comes next. And for anyone that is watching, I don't know if you wanted to mention this in this stream, but this is the last one we're doing of this year.
Yeah.
Because
So this will be the last one. Yeah,
yeah,
this will be the
leading
last
into
one because obviously
Christmas.
Christmas and New Year, it's going to be bleeding daft and everything sort of thing. I've got different work patterns, and there's obviously birthdays and like just Christmas and New Year in general. So yeah, so we'll come back in the New Year, hopefully in the first week or two, depending on how bleeding work and everything that settles down. But yeah, the last one, yeah. So I'd like to say to yourself, Nate. I've obviously messaged you privately anyway and that lot, but to yourself, have a good Christmas and New Year, and to the viewers at home as well. Hope you have a good Christmas and New Year as well and that lot. Enjoy it with your loved ones and just have a good time.
Yeah, same to you and same to anyone watching. You know, take the time to be with your family and enjoy the short holiday. Like, it goes by really fast. So just enjoy every moment of it, and we'll see you in the new year.
Yeah, 100% on that, my friend. And just like to say, just thank you very much. Like, share, and subscribe on myself, Marvel Mad, as well as Thwip Media and Nate's personal channel as well. And that lot, come and share the love and check out both videos that we've both got on both channels and everything. They are just spectacular on Nate's channel, and we just do daft shit on every ours. So yeah. But yes, thank you very much, and goodbye, and see you all soon. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.